My friends, the title of the video is Why Americans Are Obsessed with Trucks. The answer is, how can you not be? Take a look at that. Actually, I have a question for all of you guys watching, and you have to be very honest with me. Anyone watching have a truck or had a truck in the past? If so, leave me a comment, my friend. If you are a bit shy, just leave me a like, because come on, they are so beautiful in America. Today I'll be reacting to why Americans are obsessed with trucks. My friends, this is a great question, but to be fair, yeah, American trucks look kinda nice. Before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
Trucks have come to dominate the roadways of the United States and Canada, with the number one selling vehicle in the US being the Ford F-150. However,
Wait, what? The Ford F-150? By the way, sorry my friends, a lot of questions already. But this brand GMC, some of you guys told me that they also work with Chevrolet, but from what I understand, Chevrolet also have pickup trucks, right? So they are kind of even if they work together, they are two different brands. Am I saying something stupid? I hope no. This looks like a beast.
Trucks have come
Now let's take a look at the Ford one.
to dominate the roadways of the United States and Canada, with the number one selling vehicle in the US being the Ford F-150. However, it wasn't always
That looks like a beast also. Ford really makes amazing trucks.
like this, so why is everyone all of a sudden jumping on the truck wagon?
What? Truck wagon? That's a great question. Man, I'm excited for this one. My friends, leave a like if you enjoy this video.
Trucks have been pretty much a thing since the beginning of the entire auto industry. The first ever internal combustion engine truck was built by a German in 1896, but the American truck really got started with the release of the oh-so-famous Ford Model T in 1908. This Model T was the earliest automobile designed specifically so that regular people could actually own one. However, add a few planks of wood and some iron from the blacksmith to the back of it, and you had a suddenly very functional truck to do all of your truck stuff with. Eventually, Ford would release their own version of this truck, the Model TT, back
No shiz, my friends, what the hell is this? Ford Model TT? My friends, Ford is such an important brand in America, right? They end up being the crucial company when it comes to cars there. Ford Model TT, damn.
In 1917. Basically, the Model TT was just an extended Model T with a bed in the back. And a year later, Chevrolet would join the truck game, and the race was on.
Wait, the race was on? Is he implying that Chevrolet and Ford don't like each other and they are rivals? Could be that?
Now, these early trucks were super bare bones. You had a place to sit, a place to put your stuff, and a motor to haul it up the hill. These trucks were, quote, as humble as the folks who drove it. But those humble beginnings started to fade when television became a thing alongside post-World War II prosperity. Suddenly, the truck guy image started manifesting itself with the help of TV commercials, emphasizing the utter ruggedness and strength of these vehicles.
Oh, sorry, I know I'm losing a bit of focus, but we have to run that back. This pickup truck was going crazy.
Prosperity. Suddenly, the truck guy image started manifesting itself with the help of TV commercials, emphasizing the utter ruggedness and strength of these vehicles that could stand basically anything you could throw at it.
What power there is here. What ruggedness.
But the hype wouldn't reach the average suburban city worker for decades to come. No. These early trucks were functional, yes, but they weren't exactly sexy. They were designed with a more rugged purpose in mind. If you didn't need to regularly haul a bunch of equipment or logs or manure or what have you across uneven terrain or even mountaintops, this would probably be a lot less comfortable than just buying a regular sedan with all the modern luxuries that sleek new cars of the time had. bad. But then
sense.
something happened that totally shook the auto world in an unexpected and kind of ironic way. For many of you watching, you probably already know what I'm talking about. It's the 1973 OPEC embargo.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell is this. OPEC embargo?
To oversimplify a very far-reaching historic event, here's the gist of what happened. Oil-producing countries attack Israel. Nixon backs Israel. The states don't get any more oil. Oil prices skyrocket. Obviously, there is a lot more to it than that.
Wait, but America have a lot of oil. Wait, no. Back in the day, maybe was not the case, right, my friends? Because I don't know the word in English that well. I believe it's fracking, right? Nowadays, you guys have crazy technology in America, specific, for example, in regions like Texas, that you can extract a lot of oil from the soil. But I believe this is a new technology. So maybe back in the day, my friends, the comment section is for you. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But maybe back in the day, this was a big problem. Maybe you guys didn't have enough oil. Right back. Interesting.
Oil prices skyrocket. Obviously, there is a lot more to it than that, but the OPEC, or the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, stopped sending oil to the United States, and American gas shortages became a major problem for basically the first time ever. Worldwide, oil prices quadrupled within 6 months.
That's
in the
crazy.
States, gas stations often didn't even have enough to supply their customers and were forced to ration and turn people away. Massive lineups were forming around the places that still had fuel, and this just meant that everything sucked for people who relied on oil and gas, which is, of course, basically everybody. Now, I know things are pretty, how do we keep saying it? Unprecedented. But you have to understand that back then, things weren't unprecedented all the time. For the most part, people didn't even know that the...
Sorry, but I'm gonna pause it. You have to admire America, my friends. So you end up facing this problem nowadays. I think America is does not need oil from other countries, right? Imagine if the other countries, so say, we don't sell oil to America. You guys have enough oil in your own country, right? I admire that, my friends.
Phrase fuel...
Can I get a like for America? Because this is actually... If you want to admire a country, I think America is one of the best countries to admire.
Efficiency applied to the massive vehicles they were driving at the time. Oil prices were fairly consistent and gasoline was readily available until this point. So you drove pretty much whatever you wanted and it didn't matter how much gas it drank until it did. And then it really mattered. Right through the 60s into the 70s, American car manufacturers just kept building bigger, more powerful cars that used more fuel. And it's crazy to think that the first ever car, the Model T, got 21 miles per gallon, and by the 70s, a Ford Mustang was getting around 10. The embargo marked a key turning point in the auto industry. Suddenly, it really mattered how efficient a car was, and consumers started gravitating towards smaller cars that didn't cost an arm and a leg to fuel up.
Oh my God, we are still in the embargo here in Europe because we are still making small cars and stuff like that.
Weirdly, actually resulted in more trucks being sold. Let me explain. This whole OPEC embargo thing only lasted like half a year, but in that short amount of time, it totally shifted the way people thought about fuel and paved the way for government regulations on the matter. Just a few years later in 1975, the American government passed the Energy Policy and Conservation Act in response to that fateful embargo. This included a set of standards to regulate fuel consumption called CAFE, Corporate Average Fuel Economy. This meant that
Cafe? Cafe means coffee.
manufacturers were forced to follow this regulation as of 1978, and it basically just meant that they made smaller cars, but not smaller trucks. See, under CAFE, not all vehicles were treated equally. Only passenger cars were affected, so while sedan manufacturers were forced to fixate on fuel and scramble to find ways to accommodate these standards, those in the truck business were free to build basically whatever they wanted. Then in
Okay, this is really interesting, but my friends, I have a question for all of you guys, and tell me if I'm crazy.
those in the truck business.
Wait, my friends, don't you guys think those old American cars, like this one here, or even the one right there on the back, those are beauties? Am I crazy to say this? I don't, look, I don't know the models or anything. Is this a Chevrolet? Maybe. Is this a fraud? Maybe. I have no idea. But you guys know the design I'm talking about. They are massive. They are very manly. I guess pickup trucks are the next level. It's fair to say that. But I really enjoyed those classic American cars. If you guys ever watched a TV show, is an American TV show, Supernatural. They drive, I believe, a old Chevrolet. It's so beautiful, my friends.
We're free to build.
So I'm not crazy to say those cars are beautiful. I suspect they sell for a lot nowadays.
Basically whatever they wanted. Then in 1980, fuel standards applied to light trucks up to 6,000 pounds, and then they included vehicles up to 8,500 pounds the year after that. But even then, passenger cars have always had stricter standards, with larger vehicles freer to consume more gas. But then oil prices started getting cheaper, and shortages became less of a thing, particularly during the 1980s, oil glut, and consumers didn't have to be quite as obsessive about whether or not their cars sucked on gas. In the 1980s, two things really started to become popular: spandex workout clothes and big vehicles. Now, it's not just that trucks can obviously hold more cargo and are better with rough terrain and weather conditions and whatnot, but they also last longer. Without the cramped engines of their sedan counterparts, trucks tend to be better built and more durable, not to mention easier to work on. Because of this, they depreciate less, making them more desirable as an investment. Now, obviously...
Oh, wow, I never thought about that. That's really interesting. My friends, actually, I want to do something on this channel that I've been talking for so long, but now I will do it. I have a video here reacting to my viewers' homes. That video was amazing, I feel like. But I want to do one now, reacting to my viewers' cars. So, if you have a pickup truck, even if you don't, by the way, send me photos of your car. I will use them in the video, so be aware of that. But send me photos of your car to my email. My email is below, because I want to do that video soon. I already have a couple of photos that people sent me in the past, so I will also use that. But if you want to appear in the video, basically the title of the video will be reacting to my viewers' cars. I suspect a lot of pickup trucks will appear. But yeah, feel free to send me an email, my friend.
Before you go to the comments, not all trucks are built well. There are terrible examples of trucks that just fall apart. But in theory, trucks should be more reliable. It is understandable why trucks are appealing. But like most things that happen in the United States, truck interest is not just like an interest, it's like an American interest. Truck culture is real. The Ford F-150 is featured regularly in country music.
All I ever needed was an F-150.
They get customized and
Wait, this is a customized one? Holy sweet potato, this is a beast, my friends. Damn, I really like those type of cars.
modified like...
Now let me say one thing. Let's run it a bit back. Do I think this type of cars can get popular here in Europe? I don't think so. Even though there is a couple, but it's kind of rare. The reason is quite obvious. A lot of people live in apartments, so the roads are, I assume, quite smaller here. And even the parking lots, they are not made for those giant cars. That's why and also gas is quite more expensive here. So there is a lot of reasons, actually.
They get customized and modified like a prize pup at a dog show. And according to a Ford survey, 15% of Ford owners have their truck or something related to their truck tattooed on their body. There are...
Wait, no, that's fake, right?
Survey, 15% of Ford owners have their truck...
I was not seeing anything, actually. I'm afraid to ask this. Anyone watching have a tattoo about their truck? So leave me a comment, my friend. That's amazing.
truck or something related to their truck tattooed on their body.
Yeah.
There are actual stories of Ford owners selling their firstborn to keep their truck in repossession cases.
Okay, now that's too far.
That last one was a lie, but it almost got you, right? They stoked this growing desire for such a profitable item largely by making them sexier and more appealing to a broader audience. In 1994, a Dodge Ram redesign was released that would change the face of the truck industry forever. This new look was supposed to make the truck approachable to more people, and to me, this is absolutely nuts.
When it comes to full-size pickups,
The rules have changed.
All Dodge did was just change the appearance of the Ram somewhat, modeling it loosely after big rig trucks apparently.
Oh, maybe I said that the GMC or something is related to Chevrolet. Maybe that's a lie. Maybe what I meant is Dodge is the same as Ram. Oh, that's what you guys told me probably. My friends, I know sometimes people, André, we already told you this. My friends, always have in consideration that this is the first time I'm learning this type of stuff, and you guys have been with this for your entire life. So it's kind of normal that I forget stuff. Sorry for that, but I'm always trying my best.
And that was enough to double Ram sales that year and quadruple them in the decade coming after that. Now, sure, this sounds like kind of a one-off, but to this day, basically all major truck brands have been inspired, at least in part, by this seminal 1994 model.
Look, even though, yeah, I was about to say, this model, of course, is not as fancy as the new ones, but it's a beautiful model. I like it.
Never let it be said the looks don't matter, because they often are what makes and breaks these trends, and in this case helped pave the way for trucks to be ingrained into American life. From that point forward, trucks kept getting bigger, faster, and filled with technology to appeal to every possible person. And yes, we have got what we like to call the Arc'teryx effect on our hands, in which a product with a specialized kind of functionality gets adopted by mainstream culture purely for the image associated with it. There was a time when trucks were for off-roading, stashing your tools, snow plowing your driveway, and now a truck means something completely different. I know people are going to get mad, but ultimately it is a status symbol to own the biggest and baddest vehicle on the block, even if
is a status symbol to... I mean, but isn't that what we humans tend to do, my friends? Because sometimes, look, I know people that have crazy big houses. Let's be real, sometimes they don't need that crazy big house. And I think we all can find some type of examples in your life. Yeah, I don't need all of this, but if I can, you know what I mean? I don't know, I find this argument a bit weird, because I think we all like to show off from time to time. And some people is their car, some people is, I don't know, going to crazy holidays. I have no idea.
Ultimately, it is a status symbol.
But you guys understand my point, right?
To own the biggest and baddest vehicle on the block, even if you're just driving it to your office job downtown. There is just something about driving a big truck that makes a person feel tough and rugged, and the bigger, the better. However you look at it, the truck is a cultural icon, a tool, and a social status symbol that has taken over the United States. Just last month...
So I have to ask it. Do you guys agree with that? Because that's a strong take, my friend. That's a really strong take. I would love to have a big truck, and I don't think I will feel more my masculinity will go up. I don't think that, at least I'm talking for myself. I would love, because it would be so cool to have one of those.
From the time that we wrote this script, 5 out of the top 10 vehicles sold in the United States were all pickups, including the top 3. And sedan popularity has been going down for decades. In 2000, sedans made up 40% of vehicle sales, and by 2020 that went down to 18%. In 2021, light trucks, a category that includes SUVs, crossovers, pickups, and vans, accounted for a whopping 75% of the market. If you look around, it is easy to think that perhaps the days of the Toyota Corolla are behind us. Will it stay this way? as history
I mean, just move to Europe, my friends, and you guys will find a lot of those.
has taught us, the popularity of a vehicle isn't merely based on what consumers need, but factors that are way beyond most of our control. Oil prices, industry regulations, and cultural fads carry with them the potential to totally overhaul a market in very unpredictable ways. One president's decision in a war 50 years ago changed the auto industry forever, and I don't think that I need to remind you of what's going on today, because you have a phone or a device of some sort because you're watching this video, and it's impossible to avoid. We're recording this in 2022, and gas prices are on the rise, and they might just keep going up. So we may see a shift in what people expect from a vehicle. These kinds
Interesting. So this was recorded 2 years ago. Do you guys think that the shift is already happening? Man, this is a great thing. I have a bunch of amazing people watching me from America that could actually fact check these type of videos. I love
of
it.
economic downturns can make us rethink what we actually need. Smaller, lighter cars may look a lot more appealing 1 or 2 years from now. And maybe that shifts a whole generation of people to different kinds of vehicles. But
This is honestly, I know I did 1 million pauses on this video, but it's super interesting. Do you guys agree? Because with electric cars nowadays, do you think pickup trucks will become electric? Because I feel like people that like pickup trucks don't like electric cars. You know what I mean? There is the Cybertruck, the new Tesla thing, right? But I don't know. I feel like Americans don't like that type. By the way, I also don't even like that type of stuff that much. But I feel like Americans really don't.
But don't think that the auto manufacturers don't also know this. Last year, Hyundai and Ford released unibody compact trucks that have done pretty well. They're smaller, lighter, and better on gas than the classic body-on-frame builds of bigger trucks, and they still carry that rugged cowboy sort of aesthetic.
it's a beauty.
More polarizing, though, is the release of EV trucks, like the Ford F-150
Oh boy, controversial. Okay, here we go.
Lightning, the Rivian, and of course the Tesla Cybertruck that may never actually hit the roads because who knows what the hell is ever going on with Tesla. These electric trucks are here to satisfy the demand for truck stuff while still giving us that eco-friendly stamp of approval. Now, I'm not gonna get into the issues with the EV industry or the irony of EV trucks as a solution to climate change. Maybe that's a subject for a different video, but hopefully this video was enjoyable for you.
I
If you
love
did
this
enjoy
video.
it, make sure you like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you are, then we'll see you in the next one.
Oh man, this video was amazing, my friends, but there is a couple of things we have to talk before we go. We have to go back to this one. What is it? It's already is on the beginning, right? My friends, the title of the video is Why Americans Are Obsessed with Trucks. The answer is, how can you not be? Take a look at that. So beautiful, the F-150 Ford. Actually, I have a question for all of you guys watching, and you have to be very honest with me. Anyone watching have a truck or had a truck in the past? If so, leave me a comment, my friend. If you are a bit shy, just leave me a like, because come on, they are so beautiful in America.
US being the Ford F-150. However,
Damn, that Ford 150 is crazy. To be honest, I saw another video about Chevrolet, and Chevrolet also have amazing models, my friends. I really like the Chevrolet ones, but I also like the Ram ones. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this with me. Really means a lot you guys end up staying until the end. Do not forget to leave a like if you had fun, because these type of videos, they are a bit different, but I enjoy them so much. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.